Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum students. Today we are discussing about the curriculum, organization and design. First of all, we define what is a curriculum organization. Curriculum organization is a process of selecting curriculum elements from the subject, the current social life and student experience, then designing the selected curriculum elements appropriately so that they can form a curriculum structure and type. करिकुलम ऑर्गेनाइजेशन दरअसल एक ऐसे प्रोसेस का नाम है जिसमें हम करिकुलम के एलिमेंट्स को सिलेक्ट करते हैं सब्जेक्ट से, करंट सोशल लाइफ से और स्टूडेंट एक्सपीरियंसेस से, और फिर हम उन एलिमेंट्स को डिज़ाइन करते हैं अप्रोप्रिएटली ताकि हम उसका एक ख़ास स्ट्रक्चर और एक टाइप बना सकें. नाउ व्हाट आर द क्राइटेरिया फॉर इफेक्टिव करिकुलम ऑर्गेनाइजेशन? An effective organization has three different characteristics are based on the criteria of continuity, sequence and integration. एक इफ़ेक्टिव ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को बनाने के लिए, करिकुलम ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को बनाने के लिए तीन चीज़ों की बुनियाद पर हम उसकी पहले चेक करते हैं, उसकी कंटिन्यूटी, सीक्वेंस, इंटीग्रेशन. नाउ what is a curriculum design? A curriculum design is a framework or a plan of action for preparing a course of study or a set of students' experiences. It is a deliberate process of devising, planning and selecting the elements, techniques and procedures of curriculum. Curriculum design is a method of thinking. Basically curriculum design आपका क्या है? Method of thinking. Now we discuss what is the importance of curriculum designs. Curriculum design involves the creation of the set of operating principles or criteria based on theory. The guide the selection and organization of content and the methodology used to teach that content. With the accelerated rate of social change, schools are preparing youth for adulthood in the society not yet envisioned by its members. Always words still ring true. It is not a question of whether or not to change, but whether or not we can control the way we are changing. We are living in Alice in the Wonderland world where you have to run just to stay where you are. To get anywhere you have to run even faster than that. The pieces on the chess board keeps changing and the rules are never the same. Now we will discuss the principles of curriculum designs. The problem of curriculum change become the criteria for determining the डिज़ायरेबिलिटी ऑफ ए करिकुलम. ये जो माशरे में जो चेंज आ रही है, करिकुलम चेंज बेसिकली क्राइटेरिया है फॉर डिटरमाइनिंग द डिज़ायरेबिलिटी ऑफ ए करिकुलम, कि हमारे करिकुलम की डिज़ायर क्या है. अ लिस्ट ऑफ द प्रॉब्लम्स ऑफ करिकुलम डेवलपमेंट recap and stated as criteria as follows. Be consistent with the conceptual framework and implement the conceptual framework commitment. Second is drive the test its concepts and theories in teaching process. Respond to the educational needs of the society and the immediate concerns of students. Cope with the knowledge explosion and the short half-life of scientific knowledge. Use the logical, precise, effective and efficient educational technology that is currently available. Use teaching personnel in the most economical and efficient way, time, energy and money. Enable utilization of the cognitive teaching input. Provide for students testing of learned behavior in a real situation. Another principle is produce a graduate capable of delivering creative teaching care for the next 15 to 20 years. Spend a reasonable length of the time accomplishing the goals of the curriculum. Now, we discuss the steps in curriculum design. Fiorno and Novak suggest the following steps in curriculum design. The first one is the identification of the problem, and second is the diagnosis of the problem. Third, search for alternative solutions. Fourth one is selection for the best solution. Fifth one is the rectification of the solution by the organization. Sixth one is authorization of solution. Seventh is preparation for adopting of the solution. And eighth step is the adoption of the solution. And ninth one is the direction and guidance of the staff. And the last step is evaluation of the effectiveness of the solution. These are the 10 steps which are very helpful in curriculum design. Establish a curriculum committee. Persons responsible for curriculum decisions include administrators, teachers, students, parents, and community leaders. Most major innovations in the public schools are introduced by teachers, state boards or departments of education, and textbook publishers and instructional materials producers indirectly provide educational leadership. What are the categories of curriculum design? There are the three major categories: subject-centered curriculum, activity experience-based curriculum, and core curriculum. First, we discuss what is a subject-centered curriculum. Subject-centered curriculum is a rigid curriculum based on specific courses which mandates specific amounts of materials to be covered over special period of time, regardless of student abilities or interest. Subject-centered curriculum assigns the greatest importance to subject matter rather than to the students. It consists of having students in class for one subject at a time, such as mathematics for 45 minutes, science for 45 minutes, and history for 45 minutes. Three related designs have emerged from subject-centered designs. One is the subject design, academic discipline design, and the broad field designs. Now we discuss what is the subject design. This is probably the oldest and most widely used form of curriculum organization found in schools and educational systems. This is based on the classification and organization of subjects matter into discrete groups, which we have called subjects. These subgroups, which have become known as school subjects, were initially based on evolving divisions of labors in research that produced physics, history, literature, and mathematics, and so forth. In more recent time, practical areas such as typing, home economics, and industrial arts have become accepted as a subject. In academic discipline design, this approach to organization curriculum is essentially a post of Second World War phenomena, gaining greater support in the inherent organization of content. As the subject designs, the academic discipline design emphasizes the role played by those distinct entities called academic disciplines. In a school setting, the content of this design would focus on what an academician does. That is how a biologist, historian, or a mathematician research is done. How that research is carried out, how data are analyzed, how research is reported, and so forth. The result is scope. Is that the school would produce many versions of academic discipline. Broad field designs. This third design was developed to overcome a perceived weaknesses in the subject designs that was evident in the 19th and the early 20th century. Broadfield design was deemed more suited to the younger learners. The Broadfield design is commonly found in primary and lower secondary schools. These are the some features of subject-centered designs. These are very easy ones. You can uh, see classification and organization of all the contents into subjects or subjects-like groups. Subjects are clearly defined and distinguished. A hierarchy of subjects is commonly found according to their perceived value. Methodology applied and practiced is largely teacher-centered and expository in nature. Advantages of subject-centered design. The advantages of subject-centered designs are students like it. They are used to it and it fits their ideas of what school should be. What students learn, they learn well. This approach is efficient in the field in which resources for staff development are scarce. There are some disadvantages. Teacher wouldn't be able to innovate their teaching style to help students learn in a creative way. Students simply memorize what they need to know in order to pass a test instead of actually learning it. Teachers are teaching the students to think inside the box in order to pass the exam. Activity or experience based curriculum. This approach is based on determine the genuine needs and interest of learner, which is turn form the basis of the curriculum. An important claim of this approach is that people only learn what they experience. According to the M.K. Gandhi, education is the development of all the aspects, that's body, mind and spirit. So mind without activities cannot develop the personality perfectly, so education must give importance to activities. Education which has no link with life is meaningless. इसमें ये है कि जो भी बच्चों को करिकुलम में जो चीज़ें शामिल की जाती हैं वो उनके एक्सपीरियंसेस के मुताबिक शामिल की जाती हैं. एक्टिविटीज़ अंडर एक्टिविटी बेस्ड करिकुलम फिजिकल एक्टिविटीज़ हैं, एनवायरमेंटल एक्टिविटीज़ हैं, एंड आल्सो constructive activities are also there and aesthetic activities. In physical activities, activities aimed at physical development of the child, जैसे ट्रेनिंग गेम्स एंड स्पोर्ट्स हैं. एनवायरमेंटल एक्टिविटीज़ में उसे डिफरेंट नेचर ऑफ स्टडी एक्सर्शंस है, सर्वे है, सोशल विजिट्स हैं. ये उन बच्चों के अंदर सिविक लाइफ और सेंस ऑफ लव फॉर नेचर इन चिल्ड्रन बच्चों में पैदा करती हैं. जबकि कंस्ट्रक्टिव एक्टिविटीज़ जो हैं इसमें जिसे कह सकते हैं कि हैंड वर्क है, क्राफ्ट है, रिपेयरिंग ऑफ टूल्स है, सो ऑन. एस्थेटिक एक्टिविटीज़ में म्यूज़िक, आर्ट्स और क्रिएटिव क्राफ्ट्स एंड सम ऑफ द थिंग्स आर इंक्लूडेड इन एस्थेटिक एक्टिविटी. कम्युनिटी एक्टिविटीज़ में दीज एक्टिविटीज़ एम एट कम्युनिटी डेवलपमेंट एंड इंक्लूड कम्युनिटी प्रोजेक्ट्स. इसमें स्टूडेंट्स को, बच्चों को जिसे कह सकते हैं कम्युनिटी में इन्वॉल्व किया जाता है ताकि वो कम्युनिटी की अंडरस्टैंडिंग कर सकें और उसमें सोशलाइजेशन आ सके और वो अपने अपने जिसे कह सकते हैं कि सोसाइटी के प्रोडक्टिव मेंबर बनने में, ताकि उनमें वो चीज़ें सिखाई जा सकें. अब इसके एडवांटेजेस जो हैं, द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट फीचर ऑफ एक्टिविटी बेस्ड करिकुलम इज़ लर्निंग बाय डूइंग. इसमें लर्निंग बाय डूइंग है. सो दिस मेथड कैन फुलफिल द नेचुरल अर्ज ऑफ ग्रोइंग चाइल्ड. On one hand also can help them learn their lessons. The method also promotes better understanding of the lessons among students as they learn the lessons by practicing the task themselves. It inspires the students to apply their creative ideas, knowledge and mind in solving problems. It also helps learners psychologically as they can express their emotions through active participation in something useful. इसके डिसएडवांटेजेस क्या हैं? लॉन्ग टर्म प्लानिंग इसके लिए चाहिए होती है. लॉन्ग प्रोसेस है जिसमें बहुत ज़्यादा टाइम चाहिए. इसके मकासद उस वक्त फुलफ़िल हो सकते हैं जब द प्लानिंग ऑफ द लेसन इज़ फ्लॉलेस, उसमें किसी किस्म के कोई फ्लॉज। दीज आर सम limitations are also there. And next is the core curriculum. The notion behind a core design, usually called a core curriculum, is that there exists a set of common learning knowledge, skills, and values that should be provided to all the learners in order to function effectively in a society. The core concept, however, does vary considerably in the interpretation, and one writer has suggested that it is possible to distinguish no less than the 6 forms of the core design. For our purpose, it is sufficient to understand that curriculum may be organized around the idea of a core as a set of learning essential for all students. The emphasis is of this approach is to core curriculum was that all students would experience a set of common and essential learning that were necessary for learners to function effectively in society. The last is what are the benefits of curriculum designs के हैं. It focus attention on goals. It improves the probability of success. It improves economy of time and efforts. It facilitates communication and coordination of projects. It reduces stress. Thank you very much जी. Any questions? You are welcome. आज हमने जिसे कह सकते हैं कि स्टडी किए डिफरेंट जो है करिकुलम ऑर्गेनाइजेशन एंड डिज़ाइन के हवाले से बात करेंगे. थैंक यू वेरी मच. अल्लाह.